Hello and welcome to the third video of Project Sovereign. In this video, I'll be extending the saucer to create the secondary hull. This will include the shuttle bay and the main deflector area. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. So I just want to show you the beginning of this step. I'm aligning these edges right here to line up with the cutout of, I guess it's shuttle bay 1. I know there's at least 2 shuttle bays on this thing, so I'm just going to call this shuttle bay 1. So this is going to be indented, and then it's going to blend smoothly into this area. So this is all going to be one piece. This secondary hull, the bottom part, and everything, it's all going to blend into one piece because it blends in really smoothly from the top of the saucer. So I figured the easiest way to do that would be to continue it from the same mesh. So these are all lined up here. This is a little bit further back because I know that this is an overhang from this added piece that's right here. So I need to plan all this out while I'm here to make it easier as I go down the road. And this is sort of like a sheer cliff, like it's flat up to this curve point, then it starts to curve downward into the back of the so-called neck here, and it'll continue on down here. So I just want to show you this alignment right here. It's going to make things a lot easier as I continue on with this model. So I tweaked the edge loops in this back neck area a little bit since pulling them out in the first place, just to smooth them out a little bit. So this will transition fairly smoothly to this area. I'm not too worried about that because these impulse engines are going to cover that anyway. And there's still a bit more work to do in the smoothing area. I need to create this kind of shuttle bay area, which is going to be extruded in. So I'll have to deal with those edge loops when I get to that part of the project, but for now I'm just going to concentrate on the overall shape. And you can see from the side it fits pretty well. I'm going to have to lower this just a little bit. Just like that. I've needed to keep tweaking this as I work the shape out. But other than that, it's coming along pretty good. I'm going to move on to the rest of the engineering hull, the secondary hull, and just putting that into place, and then I can start putting in more details. So now it's time to start creating the secondary hull. So you can see on the practical model, this is the area that I just created, this little hump right here. So it's just going to be basically extending polygon faces down and shaping them to be the general shape. And of course this pylon will be extruded from that shape, but that's going to come later on down the line. So it kind of cuts down underneath here. So I'm going to start from there and just start poly modeling this thing out. Okay, so after a bit of sculpting, that's a bit of an understatement, I was able to recreate the secondary hull, just the basic shape. So I cheated a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but there's an extra piece of geometry coming off of this area that I pulled onto here. So it's coming out of here. That way I wouldn't have to contend with all these edge loops from the saucer colliding with the engineering section. It would just be a big mess, because all of this is going to be covered by this triangular piece right here anyway. So I'm not really concerned with the way that this is going to look. I just want it to look clean enough. And the only artifact it really leaves, there's a bit of weirdness going on here, and there's a hole right here. But that doesn't matter because this impulse engine is going to cover that up. So I'm starting to block in the shape. You can see the shape of the deflector housing is starting to form up. I'm also beginning the cutout for the back of the secondary hull. There's a triangle right here, but that won't matter because once the symmetry is locked down, I'm going to erase this edge. This will become a quad, and that'll be all right. And I could do any more fixing up that I need to. But otherwise, it's coming along pretty good. Still on course to complete the model in a reasonable amount of time. So I'll continue to work on this. I'm going to extend the rear of the engineering section all the way to here. And I could even create the pylons. Again, just very basic shapes. I just want to get this down before I start putting in the details. I don't know if you noticed in the last section, but these edges that are being used to tighten this lip for the shuttle bay extended all the way to the front of the mesh, and they were creating really ugly creases. So I wanted to find another way to terminate them, and I believe I have by creating this little shape right here. This is a triangle that's been turned into a quad. It's sort of cheating, and it creates a pole and a star. See, here's the star and here's the pole, but they're on reasonably flat surfaces, so I'm not too worried about them making any errors. And I was able to fix an error here. I saw an opportunity with this edge loop can actually tie into this one. I don't know if you can see it here. It's a little bit tough to see, but I'll just double click this. So you can see this loop is being used to tighten up this lip down here. And I also made it so I could remove this star. There was a star right here that was creating tugging, but I moved it here to a more flat surface. And it also helps define this sharp lip at the bottom of the engineering hull. So I'll show you what it looks like. Refined. See, there's no more pinching here. I do need to create some more refinement in this area. So it's getting a little bit flabby, a little bit imprecise, but I'm pretty happy with where it's at right now. And as you can see, there are no more creases going all the way across the hull. I don't have to deal with that anymore. So in the next video, I'm going to be creating the pylons and the nacelles as well. So we're getting pretty close to the end of the basic shape here. Just sort of nailing it down before I start putting in the new details. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon.